Hello, I am Dr. T. Srinivas, Assistant Professor of Botany, Government Degree College, Graharam. So, in this video class, we would like to study the Pinus life cycle. Uh, here, the Pinus plant is very important plant of gymnosperms. So, here the characteristic feature is the dry woody cones. Examination point of view also it is very important. So for convenient we would like to division into two parts. Part 1 morphology and anatomy. So in this first part we would like to see the morphology and anatomy. So coming to the morphology, the systematic position or classification of the Pinus plant is division gymnosperms and class Coniferopsida, order Coniferates, and family Pinaceae and genus Pinus. So the plants coming to the distribution and habit, the Pinus plants are distributed in temperate regions in abundance. They are generally grow at the slopes of the hills of higher altitudes and form evergreen forests. Pinus sporophyte exhibits xerophytic characters also. It is an evergreen, perennial, excurrent, tall tree with cone-shaped canopy. In India, Pinus plants are commonly found in Himalayan ranges, Kashmir Valley and the hill stations of South India. Nearly 6 species are naturally grow in India. So those are the Pinus langifolia. It is also known as the Pinus raxibourbii and Pinus excelsa, or it's also known as the Pinus vallicina, and Pinus giardiana, Pinus insularis, Pinus mercusii, and Pinus hermando. So the commonly the plants known as the pine plants, blue pine or silver pine, Khasi pine, like that. So the characteristically they call the pine plants. Coming to the external feature of the plant, the Pinus tree grows to the height of 70 to 200 feet. Pinus plant is a sporophyte, that is diploid, and it is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. The root system is a taproot system. Tips of the root branches and the surface of the root shows mycorrhizal association. So it is also a characteristic feature of a Pinus root, and which is also called as the ectomycorrhizal association. These mycorrhizae absorb water and substitute the function of root hairs. The stem is erect and stout, strong, cylindrical, and very branched. Lower branches are very long and the size gradually decreases and gives a cone shape to the tree. So here the Pinus consists of two types of branches, that is the long branches and dwarf branches. Branches with indefinite growth are called long branches, and these branches arise horizontally on the stem and they bear scaly leaves. And branches with limited growth are called dwarf branches, and these branches arise from the axil of the scaly leaves of the long branches. The dwarf shoot consists of a short axis terminating in a cluster of 3 green needles. Thus, the Pinus also develop the two types of leaves, that is, one is scaly leaves and second is foliage leaves. This is structure of a typical plant, Pinus plant, and Here the shoot and root. Root with mycorrhizal association, that is the ectomycorrhizal association. Here the dwarf and long shoot. Okay, so normal and scaly leaves. So here the scaly leaves are arranged spirally on the long shoot. So these are brown, membranous, and are protective in function. Generally, the male cones also arise at the edges of the scaly leaves of the long shoot. They fall off as the branch matures. Dwarf branches arise from the axil of the scale leaves. At the end of these dwarf branches, 2 to 3 or 5 needle-like leaves called spur are formed. So here the needles are long, linear, tough, green and triangular in cross section. The needles are persistent and they fall only when the spur is shed. That is why the pinus tree is called evergreen. So it is the said to be the evergreen plant. So here the branches are two types, leaves are two types, roots are also two types, that is normal root and mycorrhizal root, and long branch and a dwarf branch, and leaves also, scaly leaves or foliage leaves. So this is the external morphology of the pinus plant. And coming to the anatomy. Okay, so first we would like to see the root. So TSF root. The young root anatomy of pinus resembles the root anatomy of angiosperms. The TS section root shows three distinct regions, that is epidermis, cortex and vascular bundle, what we call as stele. So epidermis, it is outermost layer and one cell thick without any intercellular spaces, and root hairs arise from these epidermal cells. Because of this layer is also called as piliferous layer of the epiblem. And the mature root develops ectomycorrhizal association, so that the number of root hairs increase drastically. So here the root hairs are present, and the main function of the root hairs are the absorption of the water. And in the second is the cortex. So here the next to the epidermis is the cortex, and it is a wide zone of parenchymatous tissues, and the last layer of the cortex is called the endodermis. So it is clearly distinct, that is endodermis. And with brown colored cells impregnated with tannins. So here and there we observe the tannin deposits. And next, coming to the stele. So it is outermost layer of the stele is the pericycle, which is many layered, and the cells are filled with starch. Generally the stele is diarch or triarch or tetrarch. It is typical similar to that of angiospermic root. And inner layer of pericycle develops a lateral roots, and resin canals are also formed, and they are opposite to one another. The xylem is exarch and the protoxylem divided into 2 points, so that became Y-shaped. With resin ducts places at the center, the phloem alternates with the xylem on radial lines. Here the xylem consists of tracheids and the phloem have sieve tubes. The phloem parenchyma and companion cells are absent, where the center of the stele is occupied by a parenchymatous medulla. With the development of meristematic tissue, the secondary growth takes place. So this is the internal structure of root. So coming to the pinus stem. So here the two images are there. One is younger stem transverse section, and one is older stem. So which is after secondary growth completed, in the state of secondary growth stem, that is older stem. So here this is the younger stem. First one is here the here also the young stem of pinus resembles the dicot stem in its anatomy. In cross section, the surface of the stem is uneven. There are three distinct zones. So then that is the epidermis, cortex, and vascular bundle or stele. The epidermis is the layer is made of one cell thickness without any intercellular spaces. Epidermis is covered by thick cuticle on the outer side. And coming to the cortex, the region below the epidermal cell is called cortex, and the cortex is also distinguished into three regions. So that is the hypodermis, general cortex, or endodermis. Next to epidermis, the sclerenchymatous zone is called hypodermis. So sclerenchymatous here it gives the more mechanical strength to the hypodermis, and below the hypodermis the parenchymatous cortex is present. This cortical zone is chlorenchymatous and also process numerous resin canals. The resin canals of pinus are schizogenous type with lining of epithelial cells. These epithelial cells secrete the turpentine into the resin canal. The last layer or limiting layer of the cortex is the endodermis, and because of the absence of Casparian strips, the endodermis becomes obscure. Coming to the vascular bundles, below the cortex is the vascular cylinder. Here the pericycle encloses the vascular cylinder. Vascular cylinder consists of 5 to 8 vascular bundles. They are in a whorl. They lie close to one another with thin medullary rays between them. The vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral, open, and endarc. Here each bundle has phloem outside, xylem inside, and 2 to 3 cell thick cambium in between the phloem and the xylem. Here the protoxylem tracheids are with spiral thickenings on their radial walls. Metaxylem tracheids radial walls possess border pits. In this, the xylem consists of tracheids only. Phloem is the sieve tubes and phloem parenchyma, but devoid of companion cells, albuminous cells are present in the place of companion cells. The central part of the stem is with the small amount of medulla, which also contains resin canals. So this is the simple structure of a younger stem. And coming to the older stem or secondary growth. So here secondary growth of pinus stem resembles the secondary growth of a dicot stem. Here the parenchymatous cells between the vascular bundles of the vascular cylinder transform into meristematic tissue and form the interfascicular cambium. This combines with the fascicular cambium of the vascular bundles and form the cambial ring. So yes, as usual, in dicot stem, the same cambial ring is formed. Here the cambial cells undergo divisions and develop secondary phloem outside and secondary xylem inside. The secondary xylem is pycnoxylic type and medullary rays join the secondary tissue. Annual rings are very distinct in the secondary xylem. Annual rings are composed of spring wood and autumn wood. So that is the characteristic feature of a wood. In Pinus, the secondary medullary rays are structurally more complex, and medullary rays in secondary xylem are called xylem rays, and the medullary rays in secondary phloem are called phloem rays. These phloem rays and xylem rays are formed from cambium cells. And when the secondary growth takes place in vascular cylinder, cork cambium forms the outside the cortex. With continuous divisions, the cork cambium forms the secondary cortex inner side and cork outer side. Secondary growth in the cortex results in the crushing of the epidermis to form cork and a bark outside. So with this, the secondary growth is completed, and here the spring season is more suitable for the growth of the plant. That is why secondary xylem cells forming in these seasons are large, with thin wall and supply water and minerals quickly. And this xylem is called spring wood or early wood. In winter season, that means in unfavorable condition, very less wood forms and the xylem cells. And during this period, the tracheids are narrow and thick walled. This wood is called autumn wood or late wood. And each year the cambium forms a band of secondary xylem and secondary phloem. So in cross section it appears spring wood and autumn wood as a series of concentric rings called annual rings. Counting the number of these rings gives an indication of the age of the tree. Here the xylem cells of the secondary xylem are arranged radially and bordered pits are present in their radial walls. These border pits can be in one row or in two rows. That means biseriate pits are arranged in a opposite manner and are called Apatenian pits. Bars of sanyo are present in between the pits and these are called crassulae. So this is the structure of wood. After secondary growth, the stem became hard, and so it is an economical value also, the pinus wood. So this is the secondary growth. This is the cambium ring and secondary phloem, secondary xylem, and at last the finally, so the periderm and cork. So either the spring wood, autumn wood is also seen in this picture. Coming to the pinus leaf, here the pinus, that is the needle. Pinus is in the form of a foliage, leaf is in the form of a needle. So this is the structure, and the pinus dwarf branches bear needle-like chlorophyllous leaves, and these pinus needle shows many xerophytic characters also. Only midrib is present in the leaf and lateral veins are absent. The characteristic feature is the transfusion tissue replaces the loss of lateral veins. In transverse section, the needle is triangular in shape. The three main parts in the needle are epidermis, mesophyll and vascular bundles. Coming to the epidermis, so epidermis is one cell thick epidermis without any intracellular spaces, and here and there sunken haplochelic stomata are present. and a thick cuticle is present over the epidermis. So 2 to 3 cells sclerenchymatous layer is present below the epidermis and is called the hypodermis. Below the stomata, air chambers are present in the hypodermal position. So for gaseous exchange, and here the stomata are, we know that the xerophytic, it shows xerophytic nature, that is sunken stomata. Coming to the mesophyll, the lower to the epidermis is the region called mesophyll. Mesophyll is parenchymatous and not differentiated into polycide and spongy parenchyma. Here the mesophyll cells have thin cells and in foldings as finger-like projections into increase the surface area for photosynthesis called armed parenchyma. And in mesophyll contains a number of resin canals with epithelial lining layer which release turpentine in the resin canal. The last layer it is our what we call as the limiting layer of mesophyll is the endodermis with barrel shaped cells and prominent Casparian strips. Coming to the vascular cylinder or vascular bundle, transfusion tissue is present between the endodermis and the vascular bundles. This transfusion tissue substitutes the role of lateral veins. The transfusion tissue consists of 4 different kinds of cells, that is parenchymatous cells, albumin cells, transfusion tracheal cells, and sclerenchyma. So altogether 4 different types of cells are present in the tissue. So the parenchyma cells help in the transfers from vascular bundle to mesophyll, and these cells filled with starch and resin and present near the sieve tubes and are called the albumin cells. Near the vascular bundles, xylem present lignified thick-walled dead cells with border pits on radial walls that are called transfusion tracheids. And T-shaped sclerenchymatous occupies the space between the vascular bundles. The 2 vascular bundles are present at the center of the vascular bundle. Here the vascular bundles are conjoint, collateral, open and endarc. Sieve tubes are present in phloem. Phloem parenchyma is present and companion cells are absent. So this is the structure of the Pinus needle. So the important of this internal structure is it shows xerophytic characters. So we will see what are the xerophytic characters which are observed in this internal. So what is first the needle-like leaves, the morphologically they shows a needle-like appearance and presence of thick cuticle. So next is the sunken stomata in epidermis, that means they are the sunken type of stomata, and next sclerenchymatous hypodermis below the epidermis. Okay, the hypodermis is so sclerenchymatous, and next presence of transfusion tissue is in the leaf. Yes, transfusion tissue is very important. So which containing the 4 different types of cells, and not only that, so this tissue substitute the role of lateral veins. And next, the transport of an inorganic substance between vascular bundles and mesophyll through transfusion tissue. So that means the transfusion tissue help the transport. So lastly, albumin cells transport organic substances between the phloem tissue and mesophyll. So this is the xerophytic nature of the needle, Pinus needle internal. So this is the anatomy of the Pinus. That is the normal root, normal stem, and secondary growth stem and leaf. So with this we stop here for part 1, and in next class we would like to see the part 2, that is reproduction and life cycle of this pinus. Thank you very much.